I think remaining open has always been the common thread in my career, in my life. I remained open to being an artist, to songwriter, to an executive. So that's my number one advice, stay open, roll with it. My name is Jared Cotter. I'm the vice president and manager at Range Music. So I grew up on Long Island, because we don't say in, we say on Long Island. I had a really good childhood. Parents took very good care of my brother and I, and it's very much a part of me. Music was always in my blood. My father's a musician. My father's father was a musician. My great-grandfather was the first African-American to perform at Carnegie Hall. So it just runs in my veins, and I couldn't escape it. So ever since I was a child, I wanted to be in music. My dream, honestly, was to be an artist. I was always singing everywhere I could. I didn't have the guts to be in a talent show until middle school, though, 8th grade. It was kind of expected of me by my family. Like I said, music was just something that we all do and did. After that talent show, I did many, many more, but really never got over the hump as an artist. And I was about to quit, and I called my mother from my basement apartment that always flooded when it rained. And I was like, Mom, I'm done. I'm gonna move back home and be a banker or something. She's like, well, hold on for a second. I read that there's an audition for American Idol. You said you're gonna quit, you might as well go, one last thing. And it wound up working out. It was something that was super exciting for me because I got to experience what it was like to be an artist in a very short amount of time. I was on the show for the first week, and then we all needed security right after that. So it was insane. So after American Idol, it was like a sweet goodbye. I was, by the end of it, they run you through your paces. I felt like I got the experience, even though it was a short amount of time. Millions and millions of people had seen me and heard my voice, and it somehow, after the fact, was enough for me. It was just, I finally got my MySpace page back. And because at the time they would take all your social media away, and now they give it to you. But they gave me back my MySpace page, and I was checking my emails. I had an email in there from Lori Teague, who was the head casting director, or one of the casting directors for Fuse TV. It was on Fuse that gave me my first shot as a host. From being an artist to a host, there's definitely some similarities. You have to sell yourself, you have to be charismatic on camera, you have to be knowledgeable about what you're speaking about and to the people that you're speaking to. I kind of fell into it really easily. While I was hosting, music was definitely still my number one priority. After shooting all day for Fuse on my show called The Sauce every day at 6 p.m., I would literally go to the studio right after. And right before. I was constantly writing, I couldn't stop, and taking meetings, still trying to get deals in any way I can. And I let the producers know, this is something that I do, but music is what I do. I'm glad that I worked that hard and did moonlit a little bit in that way, because I sharpened my writing skills to the point where I got really, really good. And I ain't afraid to say that. I was really good. And I got paired with a producer by the name of Jeremy Scaler, who really took me under his wing and showed me that I could make money being a writer. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And he's like, I got a session with this guy, Jay Sean. I didn't know who Jay Sean was at all. You should come through. I think you guys will really hit it off. Lo and behold, we did. And we wrote a bunch of songs together, a lot of which made his album, the first album called My Own Way. After that, Jay got a deal with Cash Money Records. And they were like, well, who wrote these songs with you? And they were like, it was Jared Cotter. And so I got a call by Jeremy and Jay to fly down to Miami to start writing music for his, US or global album. And we wrote some great songs, really great songs. One in particular called Down, which was a record that changed all of our lives. When we found out that Down was number 37 on iTunes, we were okay with that, but it kept climbing all the way to number 2 on the Hot 100. We're like, all right, we're cool with number 2. Nah, never be cool with number 2. Number 1 the next week. Every publishing company started calling for me. Every record label wanted me to, at least try to write for their artist. It's funny, all the recognition that I'd wanted as an artist, it came from me as a writer. Signed a very big deal with EMI at the time. It's now called Sony Music Publishing. And I started my career as a songwriter. I'm closing in on, I think, 55 million records sold as a songwriter right now, which is crazy to say. So after writing for nearly a decade, I had a lot of success, but you still hear the no's. You're still chasing the artist that you want to get in with. It's like, Beyonce, please cut my record, I decided I needed to stay in music, but being a songwriter was something, at least a career songwriter was something that I needed to move on from. And here comes Jeremy Schuyler again saying, hey man, I know you're going through some changes, and I think that this could be something really great if we started a company together called The Heavy Group. I was like, The Heavy Group? I was like, I like that. Let's go. The Heavy Group focused on management of artists, songwriters, and producers. After some time at The Heavy Group, I needed a change. I wanted to be in a position to lead more. There were a lot of companies that I was considering, but it really came down to only one, and that was Range. I feel like at every part of my career and in their transitions, there were great risks taken. So it felt great to partner with them. A lot of what I do as a manager, as a partner to my clients, is remove them from getting in their own way. I think that was something that I was always good at as an artist and as a songwriter. I remained open to possibility. I think remaining open has always been the common thread in my career, in my life. Being an artist, to songwriter, to television host, Emmy nominated, might I add, to an executive. In my personal life, remained open to falling in love and having kids and getting married. It's a huge part of who I am. I think in order to be a person that gets that call, you have to be the person that they need. Be the person that the artist needs. Be the person that the writer needs, the producer. Through my career, I was able to wear many hats, so I have been in their shoes and I know what is needed during their journey. It's been a privilege to experience the ups and downs of an artist, songwriter, host, as a manager, and I'm lucky enough to be able to give people who have trusted me with their careers advice based on that experience.